Welcome to another Memphis Monday, Memphis Monday 117. Today we're going to be building stackable toolboxes. About 2 years ago or more, a friend of mine asked me, I built him about 7 layers of stackable toolboxes. And apparently he liked them because he recently asked me if I would make him 2 more levels. And I said, sure I would. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I already made one of them and we'll use this as a prototype, but we're not going to get anything done if we don't do what? And that is stop the chatter and get to work. Here's our prototype, which is actually the first box. I just went ahead and made it so we'd have a prototype to look at. This top here will be attached with screws. I don't have it attached right now. But it'll be attached with screws so you can get into the box. It's got this case built with clear pine with a plywood bottom, and then it's got these nice little drawers. Okay, what we got to do now is attach this case to the bottom. Let's get to it. I'm using 1.5-inch staples here. If they're too long and they start popping out, I will change them. Over here on the prototype, I'm going to take my measurements directly off the prototype. That's 14 3/4. Well, here you can see everything's out of alignment because this bottom plywood here is warped, but that's the reason we have clamps. Be able to put a clamp on this and pull the whole thing together. So now I got that joint squared up. Put a couple of these, using these long staples here. Okay, here you can see that these sections here where the drawers go in, they all have to be equally spaced and square. Otherwise the drawers wouldn't work, and they'd all be different size. Let's go over to our piece and see how we do that. How we do it is I make these spacing jigs that are perfectly square and run them up against the back so everything is square. Then these sections go in here. Another spacing jig for the center section. That goes in there. And this is kind of a check piece here. If this fits perfect, that fits perfect in all my spacing. So now they're equally spaced. They're all square and plumb. So what I need to do now is just go ahead and attach these 2 inner pieces. Okay, we got our carcass built. The our little spacing jigs here tell us that everything is perfectly aligned. So it's time to put in some drawer slides. Back over here on the prototype, you can see that these drawer slides have to be correctly spaced up from the bottom. They all have to be level, plumb, and they all have to be the same in all three drawers. Let me show you how I do that. All we do here is I have a drawer slide spacer that goes in there right like that, and then I can set my drawer slide right on it. So it has the advantage of not only correctly positioning the drawer guide, but it also supports it while I put the screws in. Back over here on the prototype, it's time to make the boxes, and the critical point is that those boxes have to exactly fit between these drawer slides. You have a little bit of play, you know, maybe a 1/16 of an inch or something, but not very much play. So let me show you how I come up with that distance. To make sure I get the no kidding answer here for this, I actually cut a piece of plywood or something and actually fit it in that gap. And so I know that that's how big I want that drawer. But before we can cut any parts based on our other jig, I've got to size our stock. I made the case out of 3/4 inch clear pine. I'm going to use pine for the boxes also, but I need to mill it down to 1/2 an inch. These are about the strongest kind of drawers that I know about, and they need to be strong because this is going to be used in a garage, works on cars and stuff. And to keep everything groovy while the glue's drying, slide it right into where it's going to be sitting. Okay, I'll go ahead and make the other two. I got our boxes in place and they all fit. Let's go look at the next step. The next step is to apply the bottom to our box, and we're not going to use a dado around the inside like we usually do because that would take too much room in the box, and I need 6 inches inside this box, and a dado inside there would take out about 1 inch of my space inside the box. But this is an incredibly strong way to attach it. Just attach it to the outside, glue it, and staple it. And this is 1/2 inch plywood. I want all these boxes to be the same, and they are the same right now. Let me check the measurements. It's 14 inches deep and 13 1/4. Okay, the only takeaway here is that I'm going to be using the bottoms to square up the boxes if they're out of square. squared up on the end. Now I come around here to the other end, and by twisting the box a little bit, I can bring the box into a line with the top. Okay, now we can see if the box still fits, and it does. Okay, I'll go ahead and put the bottoms in the other two. Okay, next thing we're going to do is install these the box side of the drawer slides, and all these have to be correctly positioned, and they also have to all be the same. So let me show you how I do that. In order to do that, as you might imagine, I have a jig, which is just a marking, just a piece of board that's the right distance. And I line it up on the same side on all the drawers, make a line, and then take my little runner, line it up on that line, and that's just about Bob your uncle right there. Okay, with the drawers all installed, we can think about the drawer fronts. They're 7 1/4 inches wide and a little over 15 inches long. 3/4 inch oak with these industrial strength handles, and we're going to stain them this natural color. Let's go process them. Okay, the first thing I got to do is find the center of each one of these, and then draw a parallel line that's parallel with the edges. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this raised lip, this raised panel detail here. Now that's about 1/8 of an inch, and so you can't really do this round over detail with this much relief in one pass. You need to do it in about 3. So let's go do that now. Okay, on my third pass, my router bit's going to be all the way up high like this, but let's go down to the starting position. But when we're starting, it's going to be way down like that, so we're going to take it in stages. Okay, now what I got to do is just knock the rough edges off here with the sander. I've got the drawer fronts held on with the clamps, so I'm drilling into that oak, and then I'm holding each drawer front on with 4 screws. So there's our first drawer front. I'll put the other 2 on and we'll be on a roll. There are our 2 stackable toolboxes. The drill now is we got to install these tops Now these won't be glued or anything. They'll simply be screwed on, and I want to screw them on because I want to screw them on so that in case you need to get into the drawers, you can take the screws out and do it that way. Well, these babies are supposed to be stackable, so let's stack them. I put this one up on top of the other one. Problem is they're pretty heavy. I made them heavy because they're going to get hard use with mechanic tools. Well, let me go ahead and put the other top on. Well, it's almost drum roll time. Put a little stain on her. Well, there they are, our stackable toolboxes. Three large drawers in each layer. The layers, you can pick a layer up, move it somewhere else. You can stack several of these up and make it as high as you want. These are 100% slide out 14-inch drawers, 75-pound test. Alrighty, there she is. Well, that does it for another Memphis Monday, Memphis Monday 117. Today we built stackable toolboxes with these large drawers. Pretty fun project. I'll put a link I built some other stackable toolboxes more than 2 years ago, and these are actually going to the guy I made those for. He wanted some more bigger that were taller. So I'll try to, if I can figure out how to do it, I'll put a link to it in the description. All right, so like and favorite and share and Facebook and tweet and all that other stuff you do on the internet. And I guess that's it. Nope, I just thought of something else. Make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.